Have you ever stopped and wondered how your AI coding assistant does what it does? I mean, it feels like straight up magic sometimes, right? Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain and show you the trick. We're going to see how it all actually works.
You know, when you toss some vague error message at your assistant, it's not just making a wild guess. It's actually following a process, a lot like a human developer would. First, it has to gather context, right? It asks, okay, what files are important here? Then it comes up with a plan. And finally, it actually takes action. It changes the code. The really amazing parts are that first and last step, its ability to interact with your world, with your files.
So here's how we're going to crack this thing open today. We'll start with what these assistants really are. Then we'll hit their biggest, most surprising limitation, what I call the brain in a jar problem. After that, we reveal the secret sauce, something called tool use. We'll look at how it works, why the AI's skill with these tools is a total game changer, and then we'll wrap it all up with the key takeaways.
Okay, first things first. We need to get on the same page about what these assistants are. Because let's be real, we're way beyond fancy autocomplete at this point. This is a whole new kind of partner for developers.
The real power, the thing that makes them so useful, is their ability to reach out and touch your development environment. They can read files to figure out what's going on, they can run commands in your terminal to see if a fix worked, and they can literally edit your code for you. This is what makes them a true programming partner, not just a text generator. But this actually creates a really interesting puzzle.
And that puzzle brings us to this idea of the brain in a jar, because at the absolute core of this powerful AI, there is one huge, surprising limitation that we have to overcome.
See, the engine driving these assistants is a large language model, and the best way to think about it is as a brilliant brain floating in a jar. It's a genius at understanding and writing text. You give it text, it gives you text back. But that's it. It has no hands to type commands, it has no eyes to read your files, it's totally, completely isolated from the real world.
And this really drives the point home. If you could somehow talk directly to that language model, to that brain, and ask it to read a file, it would just tell you, sorry, I can't do that. I don't have hands or eyes. It's just a text machine.
Which leads us to the big question, right? How in the world can this thing fix a bug in your code if it can't even read the file that the code is in? How does the brain get out of the jar?
Well, the answer, and this is the really clever part, is a system that gives that brain what it's missing. The secret is something called tool use. This is how we give that brain its hands and its eyes.
Think of tool use as the bridge, the connection between the model's text-only universe and your actual coding environment. The assistant basically acts as a translator, or maybe more like a helpful robot body, turning the brain's text-based thoughts into real, actual actions.
So what does that look like in practice? How does it actually work step by step under the hood?
Okay, it's basically this little 5-step dance that happens in a split second. Step 1, you ask a simple question. Something like, hey, what's in my main.go file? Step 2, the assistant takes your question and secretly adds some instructions for the AI model, telling it about the tools it has available. Step 3, the model sees this and instead of trying to answer you, it replies with a special command. It says something like, use the read file tool on main.go. Step 4, the assistant sees that command, and it's the one that actually reads the file and gets all the text from it. And finally, Step 5, the assistant takes all that raw content from the file and sends it back to the model. Now the model can finally read it and give you an intelligent answer.
This diagram here shows that back and forth conversation perfectly. You can see the requests go in, you see the model asking to use a tool, and then you see the information coming back so it can give the final answer. It's this super fast, constant dialogue happening behind the scenes. But here's a really important catch. It's not enough to just give a model a bunch of tools. The model itself has to be good at using them. It needs to know which tool to pick and when. And honestly, not all models are created equal on this front.
This is where you really start to see the difference between different AIs. The Claude series of models, for example, have been built from the ground up to be really, really good at this. They just have this amazing ability to understand what a tool is for and how to use it in the right way.
So a more basic model might get tripped up if a task needs more than one step. You know, like read this file, then change this line, then run a test. It might get lost. But a really skilled model, like Claude, is a pro at chaining those tools together in a logical sequence. It can even look at a brand new tool it's never seen before, and just by reading its description, figure out how to use it. It's pretty incredible. And that skill translates into some huge wins for you, the developer. First, it means your assistant can take on way harder, more complicated problems. Second, it makes the whole platform extensible. You can build your own custom tools, and the assistant can just learn to use them on the fly.
And third, and this one is a big deal, it's way better for security. The model can just access the files it needs when it needs them. You don't have to upload and index your entire codebase on some remote server.
All right, so we've been through a lot. Let's boil it all down to the most important things you need to remember from all this.
Here's the simple breakdown. 1. Your coding assistant is powered by a language model. 2. That model is like a brain in a jar that needs tools to do any real programming work. 3. How skilled that model is at using those tools is what really separates the good from the great. And finally, a model that's a master of tool use, like Claude, gives you massive advantages in security, customization, and its overall power.
So it turns out the magic isn't magic at all. It's just a really, really clever conversation that turns text into real-world action. And that leaves me with just one final question for you. Now that you know the secret, what's the next impossible task you're going to give your assistant?